in the Indian languages. In the many Indian languages across the country, kala means time. Here, for just a brief amount of time. Essentially, time is crushing them. They will start doing more and more freaky things because they want to somehow break the boredom of this entrapment within the cycle of time. Well, time, kala, in the Indian languages, in the many Indian languages across the country, kala means time. Well, I don't want to go into the intricacies of what is time, but our relationship with time, how we relate to time is very important. Because essentially, what we think is life is just a certain amount of time. A whole lot of people seem to think that they are here for an eternity. No, we are here for just a brief amount of time. But these cycles of time, as every embodied being knows, time as a cycle. Right now, we are talking about 1 year coming to an end and the new year starting its process. What this means is, as you know, the planet went around the sun once. Well, if the moon goes around the earth, we call it a month. Within the clock, we have hours and minutes, of course. But in human experience, essentially, time is a cycle. These cycles of time, they can crush you. I'm not threatening you. You can see that. Many of them, when they were children, how they were, like this they were. If you see them after 30 years, what happened? Time crushed them. They may give many reasons. Essentially, time is crushing them. You can either be crushed by time or you can be trapped in the cycle of time. Everything is well with you, but you're just bored. You don't know what this is about. You wonder how to live. So people will start doing, once survival process is taken care of and they feel trapped within the cycles of time, they will start doing more and more freaky things because they want to somehow break the boredom of this entrapment within the cycle of time. But if you learn to ride this cycle, then life will become fantastic, a very exciting ride, because it is the cycles of time which is the access to the whole universe in many ways. So here, we created 2 dimensions of time, or we recognized 2 dimensions of time. For all those social media troll people, dimension, 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 so that tomorrow they have something to do. One is the cyclical time and one is that dimension of time which is beyond that. So we said Kala and Mahakala. But today, we are looking at the watch and just a few more hours to this year is going to end. Well, in terms of planetary movement, the new year has already begun. In this culture, we call this Agrayana, that means a new beginning. Post-solstice, the winter solstice, which is the 22nd of December, Agrayana has happened, the new beginnings have started because sun's southward movement came to a standstill on that day and then started moving northward. So it is also said, it is the time, not really a full day, it is a brief time where the sun becomes standstill in terms of its relationship to the planet. We must understand sun is not moving anywhere, planet is moving, but in our experience, sun rises, sun sets, so we talk in terms of sun's movement. But actually it's planetary movement in a certain way. So the new beginnings have happened. This calendar that we are following today, the world is following today, became an international phenomena. Otherwise, different peoples were following different calendars. The Hindu calendar has its own way. There is a lunar calendar, there is a solar calendar, and there's a luni-solar calendar, which is a combination of both. The Egyptians had their own calendar, the Romans had lunar calendar, the Macedonian civilizations had a different calendar, Native Americans had a different calendar, different ways of calculating. But when Julius Caesar started ruling Rome, at that time the Roman calendar had 355 days. So there was a 10-day gap. what to do 10 days without a number or a name. So they adopted the Egyptian calendar, which is 365 days, or 364 and 365. They also had a leap year or a leap day. That is once in 4 years, there was an extra day. So they picked up that calendar and adopted. That has become the international thing right now, because in many ways it makes our life simple. Otherwise you have to know lots of things just to know what day it is today. Well, the first month, tomorrow or tonight after 12 p.m. is called January, because this month was named after a god who was called Janus. Janus is a two-faced god. One face facing back, looking towards the past, another looking forward towards the future. And it also happens to be, in most parts of the northern hemisphere, this happens to be the harvest time. So this is the time when the farming community would like to relax a little bit, celebrate and plan for their future. So this month became, or the month in the next few hours, became January, named after the god Janus. And here we are at the very end of 2023. I thought it just started day before yesterday and the damn thing is over already.